Hi, this is Anne, or Anne as you say in Dutch, and I'm here with day 21 of my Advent Calendar project. This is a chocolate, I'm gonna put it aside for now, and this is the house for day 21. So let's open that up and see what tip, tool, or insight we are going to be talking about today. Ooh, it's one of my favorite recommendations. Big it up. This is something that I recommend every single time I am working with someone one-on-one in a coaching trajectory or in workshops when people are working on incorporating and creating new habits or working towards new goals. So whenever we're working towards a goal or working towards creating new habits, we're always taking micro steps, micro actions, making micro shifts. And let's say that you are working on creating the habit of getting started instead of procrastinating. And so you applied the tools that I gave you and you got started on a task. And so what your brain is likely to do, not always, but what your brain is likely to do, your brain is gonna move on to the next thing because you got started on that task, but there's 15 other things on your plate and your brain is gonna move on to those things. And your brain might say like, yeah, okay, you got started now, but you procrastinated on the next task. Or you got started, but actually it's a task that should have been done 3 days ago. So this actually doesn't count. Or yeah, you get started now, but this was actually just a lucky shot. And so what our brain is doing, our brain is dismissing the fact that we got started. And it's important to counterbalance that and to really take a couple of seconds to point out to your brain that you did a thing that was different, that you got started, and how amazing that was, and how impactful that was, and how different that was, and how you are taking a stand for yourself and making this change. And it's really important to take that small event, the micro action or the micro shift of getting started on that one task, and then big it up, regardless of what happened 3 days before or regardless of what happens afterwards. It's important that the amazing thing that you did gets a place on the table. And you do that by pointing that out to your brain, because what typically happens is that our brain is going to be dismissive about it and is going to push it away and not have it be on the table. And so we can put it on the table by bigging it up, by noticing it, by saying to ourselves that we did it, how we did it, and how amazing it was that we did it. And that goes for the habit of getting started instead of procrastinating. And it goes for any habit that we are creating. Whenever you take the desired behavior, the desired action, big it up, regardless of what happened the days before or what happened during the rest of the day. The fact that you took the action, the desired action, is something that stands on its own and deserves to be noticed and valued. And that's why I call this bigging it up, because our brain has a tendency to not notice it. And if our brain notices it, to sweep it off the table by minimizing it, by downplaying it. So bigging it up is really important. And I gave the example now of a habit change, but it's really similar for working towards a goal. Whenever you took an action that you wanted to take towards a goal, you can do the same thing and big it up. Big up the action that you took, the fact that you took the action, all the things that you learned because you took the action, regardless of the result of that action. So that's the tip, tool, and insight for today. Big it up. It's super important because it creates more momentum. It boosts our energy. And the most important thing would be that it helps to create these new neural pathways in our brain where we start looking at ourselves in a different way, where we start appreciating ourselves more, and where we start to create that new habit pattern in our brain as well. So it's from that neural pathway perspective important to have more self-appreciation, self-validation, internal self-validation, as well as the habit creation portion. And it also creates momentum and gives this a boost of uplifting energy. All right, so I would for sure recommend that you play around with this as well. My guess is that you're working towards a goal, or that you are wanting to make a change or create a new habit, and that you're working towards that. So Every time that you took the desired action or took the action step that you wanted to take, no matter how small, and actually micro actions are the way to go, not big actions. Micro actions are the way to go. So for every micro action you take, every micro step you take, every micro shift you make, big it up, have your brain notice, put it on the table, describe it, what you did, how important it was, how you did it, and all the benefits related to that, regardless of the result of the action, regardless of what happens next, and regardless of what happened before. All right, so that's a recommendation for you as well. If you have questions on that, send me a message. My email is in the description box, or leave a comment. All right, now it's time to dig into the chocolate for today. That was an easy one. Untying these little thingies is often a challenge, but here it was really easy to open it up. All right, let's see what chocolate we have today. Ooh, it's this chocolate with the 2 dots on top. It's a purplish color. So let's have a little taste test. Is this lavender? I think this is lavender. I actually would dare to bet some money that this is lavender. I would not bet a lot of money, but maybe a couple of euros that this is lavender. So I'm gonna look it up and share it here, but I really, really think this is lavender. Yeah, I really, really think this is lavender. We'll see. I'll leave it here, or by now you probably know already whether it was lavender or not, and maybe you're laughing now because it wasn't lavender, or you're laughing because it was lavender. All right, so that's it for day 21. See you in the next video for day 22. Bye.